Good evening. Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin is ordering the Department of Foreign Affairs and the Department of Justice to cancel the passports of dismissed Bamban Mayor Alice Guo and her family. In a memorandum signed by Bersamin, the Executive Secretary cites reports of Guo fleeing the country using her Philippine passport to Malaysia and then meeting her family in Singapore before traveling to Indonesia. Along with Alice Guo, Bersamin also orders the cancellation of the passports of her siblings Wesley Leal Guo and Sheila Leal Guo, as well as her business partner Cassandra Ong. Several lawmakers have urged the Department of Foreign Affairs to cancel Alice Guo's passport. This comes after Senator Risa Hontiveros revealed on Monday, August 19, that Guo has already left the country last July. The Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission previously confirmed the matter based on the immigration records of the Philippines' foreign counterparts. The Bureau of Immigration likewise confirmed that Guo is now out of the country after it has received information suggesting that Guo left the country illegally and did not pass through the Philippine immigration authorities. Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla is ordering a thorough investigation into the alleged departure of dismissed Bamban Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo from the Philippines. Department of Justice Undersecretary Margarita Gutierrez says that Remulla assures accountability for anyone found to have assisted Guo in leaving the country.
Siniguro ni Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Boying C. Remulla na mananagot ang lahat na nagpabaya at hinayaang iligal na makaalis ng bansa si dating Bamban Mayor Alice Guo.
According to Gutierrez, the Department of Justice is studying the liability of Guo's lawyers if it is proven that they were involved in the former mayor's departure from the country. But Guo's legal counsel, attorney Stephen David, says he believes that Guo is still in the Philippines based on the assurances given to him by Guo. On Monday, Senator Risa Hontiveros revealed that Guo was already out of the country as of July 18. In June, an immigration lookout bulletin order was issued against Guo, directing immigration officers to alert authorities if she attempted to leave the country. The legal team of dismissed Bamban Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo believes that she is still in the country based on the assurances given by their client, according to lawyer Stephen David. According to David, who is part of Guo's legal team, they have always relied on the assurances provided by the dismissed mayor that she is still in the Philippines. David adds that they will rely on the assurances given by Guo until without further evidence to prove that she has indeed left the country. David further says that they have continuously explained and emphasized to Guo the importance of her personal participation in the legal process. David underscores that their legal camp does not condone any form of evasion from legal responsibilities or attempts to avoid justice, adding that they will not tolerate any person to become a fugitive from the country's justice system. The Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission earlier disclosed that Guo is now out of the country based on immigration records of the Philippines' foreign counterparts. According to PAOK spokesperson Winston Casio, the former mayor arrived in Kuala Lumpur from Denpasar, Indonesia last July 18. 3 days later, on July 21, Guo landed in Singapore from Kuala Lumpur. Guo then arrived in Batam, Indonesia from Singapore via ferry boats on August 18. The Bureau of Immigration likewise revealed that it received information suggesting that Guo left the country illegally without passing through the Philippine immigration authorities. Vice President Sara Duterte claims that her possible impeachment is openly discussed in the House of Representatives. In an interview, Duterte says she still has friends in the House of Representatives who say that her possible impeachment is being openly discussed. The Vice President reiterates he expected this playbook by those who want to bring her family down. The Vice President also notes the investigations in the House targeting her father, former President Rodrigo Duterte, her brother, Davao City 1st District Representative Paulo Duterte, and even her husband, Manasseh Carpio.
They want to project the family as corrupt, as criminals, as walang kwentang mga tao, kundi para sa pansarili lang nila. And bakit ba? Bakit? And all because, sinabi ko na dati, we are a threat to the perpetuation in power of people na interesado maging, sabihin na natin Prime Minister, kung matuloy yung niluluto nilang tsa-tsa, o President. kung hindi maluto yung chacha nila.
But the vice president says she's not bothered by all these impeachment talks as she expresses her readiness to lose her post anytime.
Hindi, I'm not at all bothered. I am bothered na gusto nila i-frustrate ang pinili ng mga tao na maging vice president, all because of power and politics. So, pagpaalisin nila ako dito, or impeach nila ako, hindi kawalan sa akin ang posisyon na vice president.
In the same interview, Duterte reiterates she has no plans of running for president in 2028. A heated exchange erupted between Senator Risa Hontiveros and Vice President Sara Duterte during the Senate Committee on Finance's deliberation on the proposed 2025 budget of Duterte's office after the Vice President accused the lawmaker of politicizing government funds. Duterte's accusations followed Hontiveros' queries regarding the Vice President's proposed 2.37 billion pesos funding for next year. Senator Hontiveros specifically asked additional information about the book that the Office of the Vice President is eyeing to distribute in remote areas, titled Isang Kaibigan, a children's book authored by Duterte herself. But Duterte opted to raise a different matter, accusing Hontiveros of politicizing the budget.
Another example of politicizing the budget of the government. Ito pong sinabi ni Senator Risa Hontiveros na at the proper time she'll make a motion to lodge the budget, the requested budget of the OVP to the other agencies.
For her part, Hontiveros was surprised that Duterte brought up a different matter at the hearing. She then repeated the question she initially raised for Duterte. According to the Vice President, the book is not for sale, adding that her office will only pay for the publication of the book. But Duterte brought up once again her earlier accusation that Hontiveros' questioning is only a part of her moves to politicize the budget hearing.
This is an example of politicizing the budget hearing through the questions of a senator. Ang problema niya kasi, nakalagay yung pangalan ko doon sa libro. At yung libro na yan, ibibigay namin doon sa mga bata. At yung mga bata na yan, may mga magulang na boboto. At yung pangalan ko ay nagkalat doon sa kung saan man ibibigay yung libro.
This earned the ire of Hontiveros, who called out the Vice President's attitude.
Madam Chair, hindi ko maintindihan yung ugali ng ating resource person. It is a simple question. Paulit-ulit na this is politicizing. Ang VP ang nagbanggit ng salitang boboto. Wala akong sinabing boboto. I'm simply asking, hindi ko ma-imagine we're making so much trouble, so much fuss about a 10 million peso item na itinatanong ko lang simpleng, what is the book about? At ilang kopya ang bibilihin ng gobyerno sa halagang 10 milyong piso at i-distribute.
Duterte answered that she does not also understand the attitude and behavior of Hontiveros. Meanwhile, Senator Grace Poe, who heads the Chamber's panel on finance, interjected between Hontiveros and Duterte, saying that the committee should stick to the objective of the public hearing. Poe then proceeded to raise the same question earlier raised by Hontiveros about the contents of the book. Duterte answered that the book is about friendship. Before letting go of the topic, Hontiveros said the Vice President should just have answered the question directly without resorting to bringing up unrelated matters to the budget hearing. After the heated exchange during the hearing, the proposed budget of the Office of the Vice President for 2025 was deemed immediately referred to the Senate plenary. The Philippines is looking into filing a case against China after the latter's recent aggression within Escoda Shoal, according to the National Maritime Council. In an interview, National Maritime Council spokesperson Alexander Lopez says they will be getting more inputs from the Philippine Coast Guard as they look into the matter of filing a case against China. Meanwhile, Presidential Assistant on Maritime Concerns Secretary Andres Centino says that the addition of new members to the National Maritime Council, which includes the Solicitor General, already signifies the Philippine government's intent to consider filing a case. In the meantime, Lopez says that the Department of Foreign Affairs is already studying filing a diplomatic protest against China after the ramming incident in Escoda Shoal on Monday, August 19. The Philippine Coast Guard conducted a routine logistics mission in the West Philippine Sea, during which Chinese Coast Guard vessels rammed two Philippine Coast Guard ships near Escoda Shoal. Following the incident, the Philippine government is urging China to refrain from aggressive actions and to adhere to international law. During a palace briefing, Lopez tags China's recent aggression against Philippine ships in the Escoda Shoal as unprofessional and dangerous. Lopez also condemns the aggression as a violation of international law, specifically the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea and the 1972 Convention on the International Regulations for Preventing Collisions at Sea. However, the National Maritime Council official emphasizes that the Philippine government will continue to pursue a diplomatic approach to ensure a peaceful resolution of disputes in the West Philippine Sea. The Philippines is seriously studying whether it should expand its recently formed agreement with China regarding the Ayungin Shoal to cover other areas of the West Philippine Sea. During a briefing in Malacanang on Tuesday, National Maritime Council spokesperson Alexander Lopez discloses this plan following China's latest aggression in the West Philippine Sea on Monday, August 19. China Coast Guard ships rammed two Philippine Coast Guard vessels that were conducting a routine logistics mission within the vicinity of Escoda Shoal. Lopez says they are studying the scope of understanding between China and the Philippines.
Maybe that's one area where maybe the scope of the understanding between the two countries, baka this is being seriously studied by our Department of Foreign Affairs, baka pwedeng ma-extend in other areas in our maritime domain.
When asked if it would be possible to expand the understanding to cover the entire West Philippine Sea, which is within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, Lopez responds,
Yes, maybe. Again, that's part of the study, whether it would merit coverage of maybe a bigger area or maybe the entire. So we leave it to the Department of Foreign Affairs because they're the principal agent in handling these things.
In July, the Philippines and China reached an understanding on provisional arrangement for the rotation and resupply missions to BRP Sierra Madre at Ayungin Shoal in the West Philippine Sea. The Department of Foreign Affairs previously said that both parties recognized the need to de-escalate the situation in the South China Sea through dialogues and consultations without prejudice to their respective positions. These are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.